Hey, my fellow YouTubers, martial artist friends, because I got my back brace on and I get the shakes. Yes, I have nerve damage, tendonitis. I'm sitting on my beanbag and chatting with you guys, and I breathe through pain. So I control my pain. I got tingling through my fingers. Uh, and my pain has been getting worse lately, which is why I gave up teaching full time. Um, I got run my master's belt, and nobody, no bully or cyber bully will ever take that away from me. Now, yes, to talk a little bit about my black belt journey and how I achieved this belt even through pain for all those cyber bullies and bullies out there who want to put me down and put down other martial artists like Bruce Lee, and I just don't get that, and I'm going to get into that. Well, first I'll talk about my journey. My journey, and then I'll talk about the bullying in the martial arts, kind of like a mixed video. Well, the main part of the video is bullying and stopping the bullying. Okay. My journey started back in 1976. I already did like a year of gymnastics. I did bitty basketball before that. And I think I mentioned when I was 12 years old, I did an archery contest. And I actually won first place in the archery contest. My martial arts journey, it actually started with 3 days actually at Chung Kim's Academy, and I had three lessons there. And my mom and dad couldn't really afford it, and then the following year was actually when I joined the Jesse Mills studio, and I had the 5 free lessons there. My dad ended up signing me up, and I stuck with it. And I told you guys the story before, those who have followed my channel. And yes, it wasn't until like I was around 15 when I actually started going up in the ranks. All right. And so like from 81 until I joined the Navy in 84. I was in the delayed entry program in 84. That's when I actually really started going up in the ranks. And I went by my yellow, Jesse Mills, at that time it was yellow, blue, then green, purple. And started going up on those ranks. And yes, the Navy slowed me down in a way going up with my black belt ranks. I was on deployments. I was in combat zones. But does that matter? Do you have to bully a person to put that bully down? You cyber bully the person like, oh, well, it'll take you forever to get your black. So what? So what? I was on a different journey. I was exploring Asia. I was training with different masters throughout the world. Doing a American Kempo karate in Long Beach, California, under the tutelage of Ed Booth, but under the instruction of Ed Booth, the tutelage of Grandmaster Ed Parker. Um, and it was nice to meet Grandmaster Ed Parker from time to time, who would come to the studio on Atlantic Avenue in Long Beach, California. Um, Doing the Hungar Tiger Fest, as I call it, Gung Fu at the Five Animal Gung Fu Academy in Los Angeles, Chinatown, Los Angeles. Doing these different things, doing a different journey, experiencing different styles of the martial arts, you know. So does the guy have to be bullied because of that? Because he didn't get the black belt in the base style? At the same time, as I was doing those other styles, I was also still working on my base style, going through my brown belt ranks, and then eventually my black belt in 1994. And yes, so what that I was the last black belt at the dojo? So what? To me, that was an honor. To me, that was an honor. And then, like I said, traveling the world, going to Japan, training in the Masters and Koshi in Japan. Master Wong in 90, while I was in Hong Kong for a short while. I actually flew to Hong Kong and trained with Master Wong. And yes, there is no Matsumura Mara form of Shuri-Ryu karate that I know of really in the QCA anymore. There's a lot of mixed martial arts, Taekwondo, of course Taekwondo goes everywhere. Um, there is a karate studio on the avenue. Jay Johnson's. It's not exactly Shuri-Ryu, though, I understood. And Mo's Academy, I think his stuff was more animal and kung fu and mixed. So there's really no true Shuri-Ryu school here in the QCA that I can really think of anymore. And that's sad. And I wasn't able to continue my Shuri-Ryu studies. I wasn't able to continue my base style. So I went off and did some other systems as well. I did Taekwondo for a couple of years when I was in Virginia Beach, Virginia. That's his name was Sung Young Lee. I think in my notes I put something different down. Sung Lee Young or something. But his name was actually Sung Young Lee. I looked up his name. Yeah, and I forget sometimes names, so what, you know. But the way I got my second and third Dan black belts was to the Newport Karate Club in Newport, Rhode Island, when I was stationed in Newport, Rhode Island on shore duty. And it was the type of studio where you don't get demoted. It was like open karate systems, and I got promoted to my second and third Dan. So it wasn't exactly Shuri-Ryu, but so what? You know, I was honored to get my second and third dans, you know, in karate, and then I got my fourth dan before getting this injury, and then my fifth dan, I only got honorary promoted to fifth dan after my rehab. Yeah, I was injured twice. I had my initial injury, which was just my shoulder, and then when I actually, that one actually got pulled, when I pulled out my shoulder. And then the major one is when I actually fell down the ladder well and damaged my knee, my neck more, re-injured my shoulder and my spine, and I had to go through 18 months of rehab at Great Lakes. 18 months of rehab at Great Lakes. All right? And the thing should never have happened. It should never have happened, because you can see my tingling, my shaking, my pain, and it is frustrating. And to be bullied, the cyberbullied, it makes it even worse. I got disabilities and so what? Anybody can be a boot guy. Anybody can be a boot guy. And then I got in. I ended up meeting Master Stevens. He was actually training out of Peoria, Illinois, and ended up getting in contact with him. And Shorinji, Shoringi, I spell it with a U. It's actually J-I. Because it's softer. Softer form of, it's a softer form of Shinji Kempo, but it's Shinji Ru Kempo, K-M-P-O. So it's like, it's not the classic Shinji Kempo that you see, the Japanese throwing and spinning, and this one's a little bit different. Has some Master Stevens, at least his form, has some shuri-ru elements to it, some of the same type of katas, with some throwing, with some taking down. It was softer, it was easier on my body to do, and he did not demote me. He started to promote me. So after I got the honorary 5th Dan, and I went to a rehab again, I worked towards my 6th Dan, and then Master Stevens himself actually promoted me to 7th and 8th Dan, and then my 9th Dan, I was promoted by a board of masters. And that's how I went up, even with my disability. Plus I have the belts in black belt in American Kenpo, a red sash in Hungar Gung Fu, a red belt in Taekwondo, which I almost got my black belt in it, and I was so close, but that board did not break when I hit that trampoline, and boom! That board echoed, and I thought it broke, but it didn't, and didn't have time to get retested. I got transferred, with the Navy, and I was done with WTF Taekwondo. Wanted to get back into my karate elements, and so I did a variety of things. I had a different journey, but that's how I got my master's belt. Even through my pain and my tingling and my disabilities, I didn't give up. And now I'm in a lot of pain, so I don't teach full time. I got only one student right now, but I don't teach full time. I might teach full time again when I go to a warmer climate. My body starts to heal more. You can see the pain I'm in. Just to do the Tiger Climbs Mountain video that I've been wanting to do, and wanted to show, my karateka online, Tim Green, and he's just gonna have to be patient, and hopefully I can do it next week when it gets a little warmer. Hopefully my body won't be in pain. Because I've been, going under a lot of stress. I got PTSD. I've been dealing with the house fire, loss of my best friend, still grieving the loss of my son. I've been going through a lot, and then to get bullied and cyberbullied by all those idiots out there. And speaking of that, they bullied Bruce Lee. They put Bruce Lee down. Martial artists like that down. Oh, Bruce Lee was just an actor. Well, you know what? Bruce Lee was just an actor, and then Chuck Norris is just an actor. Steven Seagal is just an actor. They weren't just actors. They're all real martial artists. Bruce Lee was the real deal. Bruce Lee was the pinnacle of the martial arts today. He's the one that got martial arts spread into America. Yeah, Robert Allen Tias, he brought Shuri here. He's one that brought karate here. And then Ed Perkins, American Kinpo, you know, and he had his tournaments, the internationals, big thing in the early '80s to the mid '90s, a big thing. And unfortunately, they don't have the internationals anymore, and that's unfortunate. You know, and that actually started back in the '60s, but it really was huge back in the '80s, huge. And even the '70s it was pretty big, but the '80s is when it really took off. And you know, we had the stars and like Billy Blanks, and you know, and lots of big international promotions. You know, the original champions like Mike Stone, and of course Chuck Norris. You know, undefeated, I believe, for like 10 years. I mean, the big tournament back then. You know, and it's unfortunate that's no longer. It's where Bruce Lee back in the '60s made his introduction of Jeet Kune Do, and he talked about the concepts of the martial arts, and that's how the martial arts really started to spread throughout America. You know, and now you got the modern day, sports karate that's even more sporty than the internationals were. Internationals, they still had some of those traditional elements, but now it's like a lot of flashiness. It's a little different today, and I don't know if I want to get into the sports karate. I do like some of the acrobats and stuff, but you're not going to use, you know, throw up a sword in the air and spin around and do a cartwheel and catch the sword in a real life street fight, you know. I mean, it is neat to watch, but it just stop the hate, people. All I want to say in this video is stop the hate. And stop the bullying. Just be kind. Martial artists are supposed to be kind and respectful. Supposed to be humble. You know, it's wisdom. Wisdom makes a true master. Not just the movement, but it's how your character is that makes a true master. The character of the person, not the people that's putting down others. I'm a man of integrity and honesty, and I am a martial arts master, and nobody is going to take that away from me. Like I said, especially those cyberbullies. That's all I got to say. This is Timothy Tarkovsky and Family Channel. Comment down below what you think. Blessings always.